used to tolerate cheating. Hello and welcome back to another episode of If You Know, You Know.
And if you don't know, then today we help you break it down a little bit lah. Just the things we came up with lah.
We all figure out together, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Today's question is, what have you tolerated from others in the past that you no longer have space for?
A lot of things, really a lot of things. In terms of relationships, in terms of friendships.
Okay, let's do relationships.
Okay. Disrespect. Cheating.
You used to tolerate cheating. Hang on a minute. That should be a no-go from the start. But okay, fair enough. You learn can already.
Yeah, learn can already.
Yeah.
Many more. Let's move on to you.
Okay. I think I mentioned this before, but the lack of consent that I used to bear with for my other like previous partners. Because I used to just think that like, oh, because he's my partner or like they're my partner, then like it's okay. Like just do whatever the fuck you want to me or with me and I'll be okay with it. But that shouldn't be the case. Like why am I learning to let myself go so easily to please someone else that isn't even like someone related to me by blood? Yeah.
And with that, today we're gonna be talking about standards. Having standards.
Good.
And like where we base our standards from. Some girls in relationships, right, they have really high standards. They have really high expectations of a man. They expect their bare minimum is my high bar.
That's true. I used to have a phrase like that I used to say with my friends that the bar for men is in hell.
Yeah. Well, mine is really in hell.
Yeah. So I reflected upon that sentence one day and I was like, actually, that's really true because I used to have zero expectations for men in general or just like people that I used to date. With my most recent ex-boyfriend, I think he really helped me set a standard for what I want in the future.
Okay.
So I guess that was the only good thing that came out of the relationship because of him, now I know what
So what
I
are
want.
the standards? Like what did he do?
Yeah, okay. So I think one of the smaller like details was like he was very giving. He always like let me have my way, whether it was small things like what we wanted to eat that day or like what movie we were gonna watch together. Like he let me make a lot of the decisions like which I used to think was like so sweet. Like, oh my god, he was so like caring and stuff. But like not saying that I should always have my way in a relationship, but it's more of like respecting of my opinion instead of like whatever he says goes. Yeah, that was one of the first few things that I realized was that I need a guy that would actually genuinely listen to my opinions and hear me out. Yeah, even though like sometimes it takes a little bit longer for me to like generate thoughts or something, but I hope that they would listen nonetheless. And another thing would be like, I know it sounds very stupid, but one of our first few dates, me and my like ex-boyfriend, he used to like get in the cab and like open the door for me first for me to go in. The
Like
first time
gentlemanly.
the first time he did it, right, I actually like teared up. Yeah. And then that's when I realized like, oh my god, my bar for men is really in hell because like if a simple thing like that was enough to like make me feel something, then like, wow, men really are shit. The past men that I dated, wow, trash, all of them. So then when we got into the cab already, I was like, hey, you open the door for me. And he was like, yeah, as I should, what? I was like, oh my god, really? Then he was like, who hurt you? And I was like really, really taken aback. The same thing with like when we were going into his car together, he opened my door first, waited for me to get in, closed the door, and then went to his side to open the door and get in. I haven't
experienced that before.
Oh, okay. Like that was the first time that I genuinely had someone so caring in my life, like as a partner lah. And even though it's like very, very small things and it makes me seem like a very like ABS kind of person, like a bit sensy, like everything also they do for me I also cry. But like that's because I had no expectations of men in the past and I just let them like step all over me and walk all over me because I think I'm a natural like people pleaser.
Yeah.
So I just want my partner to be happy. And if that meant like giving more of myself up for them and their happiness, then I didn't mind that. Yeah, I don't know whether you feel the same.
Yeah. I mean, okay, when I was reflecting on like where standards come from, right? Because I know my friends keep telling me you need to like up your expectations and not settle, you know?
Yes.
Because you are this. But then like you go and go for men that don't even give two fucks about you and like don't know how to treat people right on. Right? So
Stop attacking me.
so I was like, okay. So then that day I was on call with my friend, right? And she was like, this guy does this. And when you know that these are expectations you should also have. And her this, right, were damn intense, not intense. Just like
High level.
things that I could not fathom of
Okay, what's an
someone doing
example?
for me. I give example. It was not what she said on the call, but for example, she showed me like the amount of flowers that he got for her within 6 months.
Whoa, she kept all the flowers.
Yeah, it's a shit ton of flowers, a lot of flowers within less than 6 months, all with a handwritten card. And like, and the way he spoke to her, also like screenshots and stuff, the way he spoke to her, like how caring he sounded and how understanding and how much he genuinely sounded like he wanted to understand and like be patient with her. I saw and I cried. It wasn't even he not even talking to me.
No, but I totally see where you're coming from. Because I cannot believe it also. Like, I have never received flowers from a guy.
Huh?
I've never received flowers from a guy, let alone a handwritten
Really?
card. Yeah. With my previous partner, like I was the one that gave him flowers actually.
Yes, good. Power move.
I mean, as I should, but also like I have never received flowers from any guy.
Fuck. If I could turn into a guy and give it to you, I would, okay?
I mean, you can just give me flowers. I don't care whether you're a guy or girl. But like, yeah, like I never really like received flowers from like a partner. I mean, also because I don't really
like flowers.
yeah, I don't really have a thing for like
Yeah.
a bouquet of flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the thought that counts and it's the
Correct,
gesture that counts.
correct.
Like give
Yeah.
me one tiny rose, I'm also very happy actually. Yeah, let alone a handwritten card. Because to me, like I'm very sentimental and I'm like a very words person. So like if you write me a card, like, I don't care how ugly your handwriting is. Like
keep it,
yeah,
right?
I'll keep it forever. And then when it's like yellowing and stuff, I'll still like keep it in my box. So like, and the thing is that I make these kinds of things very known to the people that I'm dating. Like, oh, I like little surprises and things like that. Because of the way that I also show my love. Like I like to give my friends and my partners like little gifts just to let them know that like, oh, I still think of you and like this thing, that thing, or that store, and I saw this and it made me think of you. But whenever I tell them that, like it never gets translated into actions.
Like, they
Yeah.
don't understand that that's your love language.
Yeah.
And like, they don't follow through with it.
Yeah. They don't understand how to make me happy lah. Like I mean also because maybe their acts of like their love language is like acts of service, and then it's like maybe a bit different. Like they don't really come up with like gifts or like ideas, but
They do it in their own way.
they do it in their own way. But at the same time, it's like I make it known to you.
Yeah.
I'm not even like dropping a hint. I'm just telling you like, oh, I like getting cards lah. But where is the card? Where? Yeah. So I would say that I don't really have high expectations, but I do have expectations. And I have a certain like level of standard. I mean, now more so than last time,
Yeah,
because
correct.
last
You
time I
learn
was like,
already.
last time I was like nothing at all. Like you show up, I'm very happy already. But now it's more of like, can you please put in the effort that
I deserve.
yeah, and that I give to you.
Like reciprocate it lah. What
The
fuck?
bare minimum should be reciprocation. And then maybe like a little bit more or whatever, like you do you, but I would at least appreciate to receive the love that I give.
Okay, that's fair enough, right? Like, you
Yeah.
can't. Reciprocation is the bare minimum.
It should be the bare minimum, right?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Reciprocation is the bare minimum. Like, unless there's really a circumstance that is stopping the person or preventing the person from doing so, then I don't know, work it
Yeah.
out. But
I mean, like you don't have to give me a bouquet of flowers every time we meet.
yeah,
Like that's a bit too much.
yeah,
Like I don't have like to get a necklace like every time we meet. Like imagine how many necklaces I would have. But like simple things like, oh, I bought food for you cause like I know that you haven't eaten yet. Or like I bought you this bubble tea cause like I passed by the shop and I know you like it lah, so I bought it for you. Or like I don't know lah, just simple things like, oh, this pencil very cute.
Date me.
Okay. Wait, now dating. We're gonna have long distance because she's going back to Australia, but we'll make it work somehow. I write snail mail for you.
Oh my god, I
And I
love
say,
that. I'll send you also.
Oh my god, okay. Wait, I'm actually being serious.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, I think another point that I wanted to raise was the fact that like last time when I didn't have expectations of a guy or like my partner in general, I would completely fall head over heels for that one person and I make them like my entire universe. I don't know whether you've had that experience before. That was when my standards were really like rock bottom.
I have had that experience before, but I didn't relate it back to expect. I don't think it had anything to do with standards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely lost myself because I was like, oh, I felt so worthless that I didn't really think of the need to.
You didn't think of yourself as a person, right? You're
Yeah.
just someone servicing someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's the topic for another.
I know. But
episode,
like, I just wanted to bring it out a little bit because I was
Yeah.
like, when you really hit rock bottom, right? You really don't see yourself as anything worthy of like
care, love, concern.
any like anything shower upon you. Coming out of that and like looking back at it now, of course it had a lot to do with my insecurities and self-esteem, but wow, like I'm so glad that I've evolved from that person and that I've changed and now I demand something that I feel like I deserve at the very least. Even though sometimes my friends still think that my standards are like shit and it's like a complete no-go. Like, you expect like that only? Like, then you date rubbish bin also can. Like, they're like, oh my god, I'm sorry. but actually like, they are right. Like, yeah, it's the same thought process of like, you want your friends to have as much care and concern, but like you don't think that you should have the same.
Yeah, I understand. No, because right, I have been having a bit of a struggle with where my standards should be and what my expectations of someone should be, right? Because this friend of mine, the same girl I was talking about just now, she was dating someone, and she was like, hey, like, example, okay, or like when like I expect him to like come over, spend time with me. The bare minimum is that he buy me fruits, like make me food. Then I was like, is that really a bare minimum?
Yeah,
Like it made me think like, is that the bare minimum? Because why does it seem like something that is a high expectation to me, but a bare minimum to you?
Yeah. The bare minimum for me is just to show up. You don't have to like bring me food or what. Just come over lah. Right? That's the bare minimum, right? just double checking.
Yeah. Okay, but our bare minimum is quite stupid and quite shit, honestly. I think our bare minimum is quite shit.
Okay, and I know the reason why. Because I don't know about you, but I have had so many experiences of like being ghosted that the bare minimum now is just like, as long as you don't ghost me, that's the bare minimum. Because I have been like hurt to like no end, like the pits of despair. And like the bare minimum is that you just make sure that you are here.
Actually,
that I'm very happy already.
She has been trying to help me raise my bare minimum.
Has it helped?
No, I'm just very impressed by the things that people actually do. But at the same time, when I look at when I like receive that kind of, when I start to even receive a little bit of that kind of like care, right, I'll be like, wait, what are you doing? There's a lot. Please
like
don't
a bit
do that.
wary. Yeah. Because like, you have no experience with that. Like it's so foreign.
Yeah, like please don't do that. Like why?
That's really sad when you think about it. Because that's the way that they show love, and it just so happens that they show it in like bigger things and like bigger gestures.
I don't know, man. Like I just am very, I don't know. One of the things that really, really matter to me now is like consistency. But also must be consistent in a good way, right?
Yeah,
Imagine
cannot be
like the
consistently
person
bad
is
lah.
yeah. That was too consistency.
Okay, positive consistency.
Positive
Yeah,
consistency.
No, but I totally get it because it means a lot at the first few like honeymoon stages when like the guy is really treating
Yes.
you like a fucking angel, and then after that like he see that he has gotten the girl, then he just like, okay lor, like you're really mine, so like I just throw you somewhere. Yeah. No, but the reason why we think that will happen is because it has actually happened to us, and then we have like low as fuck
Yeah.
expectations because we have suffered through horrendous weird ass experiences.
That's where one of our standards come from, right? Like past experiences.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So we've been talking about
definitely.
that quite a bit. So let's like talk about how like our parents shape our expectations. Okay, we're talking about expectations and standards in a relationship sense, right? So like do you think your parents have shaped how you view relationships and how what you come to expect from a partner? Because I know mine have. Like my mom used to tell me last time, she used to preach to me about the sidewalk rule when it wasn't a thing.
What's the sidewalk rule?
Bitch.
What's the sidewalk rule? I don't know.
The sidewalk rule is when you're walking on the sidewalk, the guy needs to walk on the outside so that he's closest to the car because that's where the danger is. You know or not? You got hear
I've heard of it,
before?
but I didn't know it was labeled as like
That's
a
the sidewalk
sidewalk rule. Oh, okay.
That's a very
Interesting.
important thing.
Is there a bare minimum for a guy?
To me, that's one of the expectations I would have of a person because it only goes to show, right? I feel like when it comes naturally to someone,
Okay.
it's because they already have that inclination to care and that thought process that comes like, oh, I want to take care of this person, I want to protect her. So it isn't really like something that you have to force because it's already innate that
it's
you
either
want
you
to
have
do
it
this
or
for
you
the
don't.
correct. Like sometimes like it takes a bit of training lah, which yeah, it makes sense. Because I used to have to do that for my siblings. So every time now, it just comes very naturally to me when there's someone I care about, right? I'll make sure they stay inside. Whether it's my grandma, my grandpa, like whoever is like younger than me, older than me, like when I want to take care of them, right? These are all
So
the small
cute.
things that I'll do. So I would like my partner to do that also. That's how I feel like that's one of the things that my mom taught me lah. And then the other one was she told this to me that you know like no matter how badly you and like your dad and I fight,
I
right?
know what I'm gonna say.
The vitamins thing.
Oh, what?
No. In the morning he'll always take vitamins for her anyway. It's consistency.
So cute.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like don't go to sleep with like the fight unresolved.
No. They do it all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah.
But actually, like, I don't think that the same thing happens in my case. Like, okay, I think my dad is the most like patient husband that I have ever seen in my life. Like, with my mom's like weird quirks and like random temper tantrums, like my dad is always the one like giving in and like making sure that she still has like dinner to eat even though they have like had a big fight, and like sometimes we'll like buy like special food for her, or always be the one to say sorry even though like it wasn't his fault that the fight happened. I take all these things, right, and then I'm like, I should be that person.
I know what you mean.
So in that sense, right, completely backfires because now
just
I'm
get
the
taken
more
advantage
giving one.
of.
Yeah. I'm the more giving one, the more forgiving, the one always apologize, the one like always stand up for the person. But then I don't expect that to be the expectation that I have when someone else is dating me. So in that
Yes, I
sense, like wow,
understand.
it's really like topsy-turvy in that case, which is actually really sad. But it genuinely is like my thought process. Like, okay, because my dad is all that to my mom. So I am all that.
You learn how to take care of people, right?
Yeah. But
correct.
I don't ever learn to be cared for.
Okay, I know like the reason that I'm also like this, right, is because I'm the oldest. It was normalized for me to behave this way and like to be trained and like taught that I should be all these things, right, since young. So that's why I'm also like that. But at the same time, like, I do look at the way that my dad takes care of my mom and the way that my mom takes care of my dad, right? And then I go like, yeah, that's something I want. But then for some reason, never translate Like, a
Evidently.
bit broken.
Yeah, the communication a
The
bit sort
sensor,
already.
like-
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it has shaped my standards. But are my standards being met? Am I upholding my own standards? Not necessarily.
I think sometimes, most of the time, you would like tend to compromise a lot. Do you ever get that way? Like, oh, never mind lah. Like, just one time he do this, or like, never mind, he never asked. One time it's okay. Then that one time
Yeah.
just builds up until you're like,
I forget.
Yeah.
He's so many times never do anyway.
yeah. Then never mind, I lower my expectation, and like maybe he'll meet that instead. Yeah. So I guess it's a constant vicious cycle of regret.
Yeah. No, it's not good. Please,
I know, it's not
please
good at all.
don't. Let's just
Yeah.
mental note to not do that. Okay.
Okay, advice to give to people who cannot
Constant-
seem to set like a minimum bar for themselves to be treated the right way.
Dude, I don't know.
If we knew the answer, actually, we would have followed it a
Yeah.
long time ago. But
Sorry.
unfortunately, like, we are clueless. Okay, the one thing I have to say is your past experiences are past for a reason.
No, but the thing is, right, your past experiences can be great experiences. Like with this girl, she couldn't help but compare like what her ex did and then the person that she was dating. Like,
What did her ex do? Like, good or bad things?
good.
Oh.
He's like, except for like a few minor flaws here and then, like how they ended the relationship. Like, it was great. Whatever she told me, right, she genuinely seemed very happy. And she just, at least to me, painted this very, like, it wasn't perfect, but it was as ideal a relationship as it could get.
Okay.
Like, this partner really, really treasured her, really was very patient, very loving, very kind.
How did she compare then? How
I
did
think-
this new guy compare to the old guy?
Nothing like it. Nothing like it.
So like better?
Don't know how to take care of people. One. I wouldn't say this person knows how to take care of like another person, but I can't fully blame him because like upbringing plays a part. Okay, I won't say much. Just upbringing plays a part, and he's quite privileged.
Okay.
So, I can't say he never tried. It's just that it's a different standard. But when you compare the two, right, or when you compare her past experience with like what she recently went through, you cannot help but go like, wait, it's very different. Even if you don't want to make the comparison, in your head you subconsciously do.
Like in the standard 调.
Yeah, like you subconsciously do, even though you don't
Okay,
want to
okay.
compare the two people.
I get it.
Right? Yeah. So that's where past experiences come in.
Oh, in that case, I have to retract what I said.
What?
That past experiences are in the past. Because like, I was going
They
to say
help
that
to shape.
they
Yeah.
ended for a reason. But actually in that experience, in that situation, it didn't end like badly per
Yeah.
se. Like it wasn't ended because he was treating her badly.
Correct. Like I have to say also like credit where credit is due. Some of the things that my ex did, I genuinely appreciated.
Okay.
Like
oh yeah, same.
Yeah, like he would try his best to make sure I was comfortable, like send me places, send me home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not all like doom and gloom. Yes, the relationship was bad, but there were aspects of him that I will come to want from my future partner.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, surely the relationship had some good parts, which was why you stayed to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, it couldn't have been all bad. Like,
Yeah.
that's just a bit disastrous. And maybe you need to go back for therapy if it was really the case.
Yeah.
But look back on your past experiences and know what you want and what you don't want.
Yes.
That's how you move forward.
Yeah.
And find someone that is so-called up to your standard or better. Yeah.
You know what I feel like is quite not talked about shaping your standards? Trauma. Do you feel like it shapes standards, right?
Definitely.
Right, like because I know I have insecurities, I would want or okay, I would want, but I don't know what I can say I would expect.
Okay.
Because it's something I have to communicate first, right? To my partner.
You mean you won't want to? You don't want to communicate?
I want, but like
Okay.
but like I would like for my partner to do this like without having me to say, but I have to say because
Oh, they cannot be your mind lah.
yeah, correct. So like on trauma shaping your standards, say if a girl has insecurities or a girl has experiences with like her ex-partners cheating, for example, you would hope that your partner reassures you more.
No, that just makes you feel more secure. Lor.
Yes.
Okay, but is that an
expectation or like a
or
want?
Yeah. That's a good question, actually. But I would say in terms of like trauma shaping my expectations, the only expectation I would have from whatever trauma that I experience would be like being accountable and like having mutual trust. Yeah. Okay, that is actually a bare minimum in a relationship.
Trust.
But trust should be a bare minimum and accountability should be a bare minimum. But I never really realized that. And I didn't know it was something I had to expect from a partner until like there wasn't any like much communication rather, and things backfired very quickly, even though like we both had like that love that we had for each other.
Yeah.
It comes with a lot of experience in that sense. Like you would never have known that this was something you had to expect out of someone if that didn't happen to you.
Actually, I feel like no need to go through that.
Really, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
no, but I need to.
Yeah. The kind of person who
I know
learn by
person need to.
experience.
I need to fuck up to learn. So that's just me as a person. But okay, if you don't need to experience, then good for you. Less trauma.
Everyone should be reasonable with their standards. Like yes, I know everyone wants a perfect fucking boyfriend or girlfriend or partner, right? I can't say that. You cannot look me in the eye and tell me you don't want, right? Because I also want.
True, I also want. I wish. No,
but we
just
have
as
to be
how
reasonable with our expectations.
Just as how we cannot be perfect, they also cannot be perfect.
Let's make a pact to raise our expectations together.
Okay.
Because I don't think we are very unreasonable people.
You're right. We're really not. It's just the way it is.
Like, just don't cheat on me. That's
don't be
too
a
much
bitch.
to ask.
Yeah, just don't be a bitch. Okay, and on that note, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Do you just do the same thing?
Oh my god, did we both do this?
Yes.
Okay, bye.